Okay, greetings one and all, and welcome to day number, this is day number 4. This is day number 4, week 9, spring 2024. Again, day number 4, week 9, spring 2024 of our journey together. And it's definitely a delight to have each and every one of you here for this evening's class. As you can see from the topic, we are doing commutative, associative, and distributive properties. Anyone have ever heard of them before? Or have done them before?
No, sir.
No?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No, anyone have ever done it? Let me know. No? Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking at today: commutative, associative, and distributive properties, right? So let's begin. So the objectives at the end of this lesson, you don't have to write this down. You don't have to write this down. I'm just stating the objectives. So at the end of this lesson, the goal is for us to define what we mean by commutative property of addition and multiplication. Then I'm going to give you some examples showing you what we mean by commutative property of addition and multiplication. And then I'm going to give you an exercise whereby you have to differentiate between commutative property of addition and multiplication. Also, a part of this lesson, we're going to explain what we mean by the associative property. We're also going to apply the associative property to simplify some expressions. And then finally, we have to utilize the distributive property of multiplication over addition and subtraction to simplify expressions. And so that's what we have for this lesson for today. Oh, set 2 more. Recognize the limitations of commutative and associative property of with subtraction, because there are limitations with the commutative and associative property when it comes to subtraction. There's a limitation there. And we have to figure out the difference between commutative property of addition and subtraction. So I think that's all. So we're going to head up as usual. Today is Thursday, the 7th of March. Head up for me, please. Today is Thursday, the 7th of March. The topic is commutative, associative, and distributive property. When we say commute, right? Write this down, by the way. When we say commute, right? If I say I commuted from one place to another, right? What does that mean? What does commute mean? What does commute mean?
Move.
Commute means to move, right? So commute means to move from one place to another. So when it comes to the commutative property of addition, you could think about that in the same way, right? The commutative property of addition tells us that the way we move the numbers, or the way that we change the order of the numbers when we add them, does not matter. The sum would remain the same, all right? That's the commutative property of addition. And I want Andrea, can you read this definition, please? The commutative property of addition.
Commutative property of addition. This property states that changing the order of the numbers being added does not change the sum. In other words, for any two numbers, A and B, A plus B equals B plus A.
Very good. So that's basically what the commutative property tells us. So let's look at this example. What is 4 plus 2? Anyone know what 4 plus 2? What is 4 plus 2? 4 plus 2 is what? 6. Now, listen carefully. What is 2 plus 4?
6.
2 plus 4 is also 6. So that means that the two of them are what?
Equal.
Are equal. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I write 4 plus 2 or 2 plus 4, it still will give us what?
6.
Still will give us 6. So the commutative property of addition tells us that changing the order or moving the numbers around when we are adding doesn't matter. We still will get the same sum. So if we were to write it algebraically, it would be A plus B equals to B plus A. Notice that we switched the A and the B, right? Y'all see that, right? See that we switched the B and the A, right?
Yes, sir.
So let me give you another example. So let's say we have quick question. What is 3 plus 5?
8.
What is 3 plus 5? That's gonna be what?
8.
It's gonna be 8. And what is 5 plus 3?
8.
5 plus 3 is also 8. So that means that the way that we add them doesn't matter. 3 plus 5 is 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. That's the commutative property of addition. All right. I'm gonna ask Gilbriana, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Can you read the commutative property of addition, please?
Cumulative property of addition. This property states that changing the order of the number being added does not change the sum. In
No.
other words,
Read that properly.
uh,
Cha-
changing the order of the number being added does not change the sum. In other words, for any other two numbers, A and B, A plus B equals B plus A.
Very good. A plus B equals to B plus A. Let me know if you all understand the commutative property, please, before we move on.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm not only talking to 5 people. I'm talking to the whole class. Do you all understand the commutative property? Let me
Yes,
know.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
good.
Yes, sir.
That's the commutative property of addition. Now let's move on to the next one. 1, can you read the commutative property of multiplication?
This property states that changing the order of the numbers being multiplied does not change the product. In other words, for any two numbers, A and B, A times B equals B times A.
Very good. So if we have A times B, that equals to B times A, right? So changing the order of the numbers when we multiply them doesn't change the product, right? So let me give you a quick example. I want the class to answer me now. What is 2 times 5?
10.
10.
10. Very good. But what if I switch it and I say 5 times 2? Is it still the same?
10. Yes, sir.
It's still the same thing, right? So what that means is the commutative property of multiplication tells us that, hey, the way that you multiply these things doesn't matter, right? So 2 times 5 is 10, and then 5 times 2 is 10. So it doesn't matter. And what about 3 times 4? What is that?
12.
12.
12.
Very good. And that's also the same thing as what? 4 times
4
3.
times 3.
4 times 3, which is also 12. All right. I need Brianna Rule. Where's Brianna Rule? Can you read the commutative property of multiplication, please?
This property states that changing the order of the numbers being multiplied does not change the product. In other words, for any two numbers, A and B, A times B equals B times A.
Very good. So changing the way that we changing the ordering of them doesn't matter, because 2 times 5 is 10, 5 times 2 is 10, 3 times 4 is 12, 4 times 3 is 12. Let me know if you understand the commutative property of multiplication, please.
Yes, sir.
Let me know if you understand
Yes,
that.
sir.
Yes.
That's still only like 3%. Where are the rest of you? Do you all understand the commutative property of
I
multiplication?
do.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. How about write this down for me, please? Again, write this down for me. Where's Ajani? Ajani, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Very good. And who else? Who else? Chai, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Dante Davel, do you understand these properties?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
No, sir, I just not reach.
Okay. When we explain both, or just one of them you don't?
You can explain one.
Okay.
Yes.
So they're basically saying the same thing. So what it's saying is that the way that you order the numbers when you add them doesn't matter. For example, Dante, what is 4 plus 2? What is 4 plus 2, Dante?
6.
6. When I switch them around, you see that I switch the numbers. What is 2 plus 4?
6.
It's still 6, right? So you see that the way that we order it doesn't matter when we are adding. You
Okay.
understand that? The same thing with multiplication. 2 times 5, what is that?
10.
10. What is 5 times 2?
10.
Good. So the way that we order them when we multiply doesn't matter, right? So that's what the commutative property of multiplication states. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Good. So Kema, do you understand that?
No, sir, I just came in class.
You don't understand it either? Okay,
No, sir.
read the property. This property states, read that.
This property states that changing the order of the numbers being added does not change the sum. In other words, for any two numbers, A and B, A plus B equals B plus A.
Very good. So notice that we switched the letters. So A plus B is the same thing as B plus A. For example, let's look at 3 plus 5. What is 3 plus 5? What is 3 plus 5?
8.
8. How about 5 plus 3?
8.
It's still 8. So even though we switch them, it's still 8, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's what the commutative property states, that it doesn't matter the order that you add them, it's still the same thing. And the same thing with the commutative property of multiplication. For example, 3 times 4. What is 3 times 4?
12.
12. And when we do 4 times 3, what is that?
12.
So the way that you multiply them doesn't matter either, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. Good. Naya, do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
How about you, Paul? Do you understand this? Commutative property of multiplication.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. And yes,
Repeat that
Joseph.
for me.
Okay, you want me to explain it?
Yes, sir.
So what is basically read the first property.
This property states that changing the order of the numbers being added does not change the sum.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, for any two numbers A and B, A plus B equals B plus A.
Very good. A plus B is the same thing as B plus A. So when you are adding numbers, you could change the order and you still get the same answer. So let me ask you a question. What is 4 plus 2? Joseph.
2 plus 4.
No, what is 4 plus 2? Like if you add them, what you gonna get?
Oh, 6.
6. And what is 2 plus 4?
6.
Still 6. So even though we change the numbers when we add them, it still give us the same number. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
And that's what this property is saying. It doesn't matter the way in which you add them, it's still going to give you the same result. The same thing with multiplication. It doesn't matter the way you multiply, it's going to give you the same result. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
The rest of you, do you all understand these two properties? Let me know, please, if you all understand it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
that's
sir.
good.
Yes,
Um,
Yes, sir.
okay, good, perfect. Can I move the slide or y'all still writing this?
You can move it.
Still writing.
I'm still writing.
Still writing.
Okay, that's a lot of you still writing. Where's Daniel? Daniel. Where's Daniel? Hello, Daniel, are you there? Where's Daniel? Where is Daniel? I can't hear from Daniel. Again, please make sure I write this down before we move on to I think we have a great exercise after this, or we
Yeah.
might have. Yeah, we have a great exercise after this. Daniel. When you gonna learn the follow instructions? When are you gonna learn the follow instructions is my question, Daniel. I told you yesterday that once you finish with the stuff, take a picture of your notes before you leave and send them to me. But you didn't do that. Do you have them? Pardon? I can't hear you. Do you have the notes? That's my question. So send them to me then. I need to see them because it looked like you playing games. Gil Brianna Goodman, you understand these two properties?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. And Paul, do you understand these two properties?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and Jabez, you understand?
Yes, sir.
That's good. And Ricardo Russell, do you understand the two properties?
Yes, sir.
Randisha, where's Randisha Messick? Do you understand these two properties, Randisha? Let me know.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In your own words, explain the two properties for me.
Yes, sir. Basically, I see it as you, like for the addition,
Mhm.
you write it one way and then you basically flip it
Yeah,
and supposed to remain the same. Same with the
Ex-
multiplication.
exactly. That's a nice way to put it. Even though you flip it, you still get the same answer.
Yes, sir.
And that's what we call the commutative property of addition. And it works for multiplication as well. Um, all right, good. And who else I need to look out for? Ciara Rackley, do you understand this property? Ciara Rackley, do you understand? Where's Ciara? I can't hear from Ciara. No word from Ciara. And Ajani, do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, I have to move on to the next slide. You all done with this, right? Let me know if y'all finished with this.
No, sir.
Just send a picture in the chat,
Yes,
please.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I need to know the persons who are finished with this slide. Let me know, please, if you're finished.
I
I'm finished.
Okay. And the persons who are not finished, let me know. You're not,
Me.
I'm
I'm
not.
not finished.
you're not done.
I'm
Okay.
not done.
That's only like 3 persons who's not finished.
I'm not finished.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the notes inside the chat for your benefit. And then we're going to move on to the grade exercise, right? So for those persons who are still writing, let me put it inside the chat so you could still benefit from it. And then for the rest of us, we're going to move on to the grade exercise, right? So I have to also send this to Tyrone. Okay, so one moment before. Yeah, that's the grade exercise. It's only what, 5 or 6 questions. Make sure I send this to Tyrone. See if I have internet problems. Okay, so now for number 1, it says that, by the way, write this down and also write down the options as well. Again, write this down and also write down the options. And then once you finish with the work, then send it to me via WhatsApp. So it says now for number 1, the commutative property of addition states that changing the blank of the numbers being added does not change the sum. Number 2 says, which shows the commutative property of addition. Number 3 says, which shows the commutative property of that's supposed to say, yeah, it does, it's addition as well. Which shows the commutative property of addition. Number 4 says, which shows the commutative property of multiplication. Number 4 says the commutative property of multiplication states that changing the order of the numbers being multiplied does not change the blank. That the sum, quotient, difference, or product. Number 5 says, which shows the commutative property of multiplication? Is it A, is it B, or is it C? I need you to work on this. Once you finish with your work, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. I also posted the first slides for those persons who are not done with that. You can go inside the chat and retrieve the first slide for your benefit. All right. But there you have it. Kira,
Excuse me, Ms. Petit.
go
Do
ahead.
you want us to write questions also or just the answers?
No, the questions as well. Yeah, that's a good question. Write down the questions and the answers along with the options. So everything on the screen. So you have to write down the questions and the options and then answer them. But it'll be good to answer them as you go. All right. And the reason is we might have to continue. Ajani, are you still on the notes or are you on the exercise now?
I'm still on the note.
Okay. Aliyah Star, what number you on?
Number 1.
Number 1. Amaranik, what number you on?
Number 1.
Number 1. And Amaranik, what number you on? But I just asked Amaranik. I'm sorry, Andrea. What number you on?
Number 2.
Number 2. And Ashane Fernanda, what number you on? Where's Reagan? Reagan, are you there?
Yes, sir.
We are dealing with the commutative property of addition and multiplication. And
Yes,
if you look at the definition, not the definition, but if you look at the property, what it basically says is that the way you add doesn't matter. Like if you change the order, it doesn't matter. And the way that you multiply the order, that doesn't matter. So 4 plus 2 is still 6. 2 plus 4 is still 6. And then 5 plus 3 is still 8. And 3 plus 5 is still 8. All right.
yes, sir.
And then Bethany, what number you on?
Number 3.
Number 3. And Brianna Roll, what number you on?
I still writing a note.
You still writing the notes? Okay. And Bree Turnquest, what number you on?
Number 4, sir.
Number 4. And Bri, what number you on?
Number 3.
Number 3, okay. And Chai, what number you on?
Number
Chai, what-
3.
Number 3, okay. And China Sanders, what number you on?
Number 2.
Number 2. And Ciara Reckley, where's Ciara Reckley?
Yes, sir.
What number you on?
4.
Number 4, okay. Tyrone. Where's Tyrone? Tyrone, are you there? What happened to your mic, Tyrone? I can't hear from Tyrone. It's freaking out. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to use your sister's phone or someone from home phone to take a picture of your notes, all right? Again, use your sister's phone or someone phone from home, so take a picture of your notes. All right. Dia, where's Dia? Dia, are you there? Dia Gibson. I just posted the picture of the first slide that you missed. So quickly write down those notes and then we are working on the exercise now. All right. Dante Dabble, what number you on? Dante Dabble, what number you on?
I'm on number 1. I just now finish off with the notes.
All right. That's good. Darnik, what number you on? Where's Darnik?
5.
Number 5, okay. And Egypt, what number you on?
Number 3.
Number 3,
Yes, sir.
okay. And Evanice, what number you on? Where's Evanice? Evanice, you there?
Sorry, I'm on number 1.
You're number 1, okay. Okay, and then we have Gilbriana Goodman, what number you on, Gilbriana?
I am on number 2.
Number 2, okay. Jevin Moss, what number you on, Jevin?
Number 5.
Number 5,
Yes, sir.
okay. Jeremy. Where's Jeremy? I could barely hear you. Jeremy, are you there? What number you on, Jeremy? Number 4, okay. And 1. What number you want?
Number 5.
Number 5. Anyone finish with their
Yes,
work
sir.
and notes?
Yes, sir.
Anyone
said
finish?
correct.
Samantha, who else?
I am.
And sanitary.
Samantha, who else? Anyone else finish?
Olivia.
Olivia, you sent your work already?
I'm sending it right now.
Okay. Okay, and Casey, what number you on?
Yes, sir.
What number you on?
I'm on number 5, sir.
Number 5, okay. And what's her name? I think Kmar.
Yes, sir.
You still write the notes or you finish?
Still writing up.
Okay. And Kiajane, what number you on? Where's Kiajane? Kiajane, are you there? Where's Kiajane?
Yes, sir.
What number you on? Or are you still writing the notes down? Hello? Kiajane, what number you on? Are you still writing the notes down? So far, I have Samantha, Bree, Ronisha, who else? Naya, they are finished as well. Pretty clean stuff, good. Where is Kiajane? I'm asking what number you want. Aliyah, very good, thank you. Kiajane, what number you want? Where's Kiajane? Can't have from Kiajane. Kingston, you finished yet? What number you want, Kingston?
I am number 5. We're finishing up right now.
Yes, Daniel. You see, I sent you mensuration part 2, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And when the time is over for maths, take a picture of your work and send it to me, please. And if you have any questions on any of the questions that we did in the video, let me know, please.
Yes, sir. Because it says we started, but this third term we started geometry. So
Okay.
circles.
Okay.
sir.
That's good. All right. Kyle, what number you on? Are you still writing down the notes?
I'm about to finish the notes, so.
Malia, what number you on? Where's Malia? Malia, can you hear me?
Yes, I was having trouble unmuting my mic.
Okay, what number you on?
Number 5.
Number 5, okay. And Malik Roll, what number you on?
I am finished, sir.
You finished the work as well?
Yes, sir.
That's good. And Michael, you still writing the notes, or you on that great exercise?
I still writing the notes.
Okay. And Nakari, what number you on?
I write a number 5.
Right, number 5. And Nivea, you still writing the notes, or you
I already sent the work to you.
Oh, you already sent the work? Okay.
If we have one option or more than one option.
Just one.
May I answer number?
Hello?
Excuse me, Mr. Petit, I have a question.
Go ahead, Taya. All right, see you later, Naya. Take care.
For 2A, is that C supposed to be a A or a C?
For 2A. Yeah, you're right. That's supposed to be this is supposed to be BA.
Because I
That's-
just finished and I realized I didn't answer that question. So
Yeah, that's right. It's supposed to be A, B equals BA, B plus A. I think it's time to answer these questions. What do y'all think? Are you ready?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Any volunteers for number 1?
I can do it.
Okay, read the question for me. Read the question.
The commutative property of addition states that changing the blank of the numbers being added does not change the sum. I have order.
Order. Yeah, order. That's correct. Anyone else have order?
Yes, sir.
In the order.
Yes, sir.
I do.
Very good. Order.
Yes, sir.
Order is right.
I do. Excuse me, Mr.
Okay.
Petit. Can I
Uh-huh.
do number 2, please?
Go ahead. You could do number 2.
Which shows the commutative property of addition. It would be A. A plus B equals B plus A.
Very good. A plus B equals B plus A. And what does the commutative property of addition states in your own words? Anyone can answer. What does the commutative property of addition states in your own words?
That no matter which way addition problem is, that you're gonna still get the same answer.
Yes, no matter the way that you add them, it doesn't matter, right? Number 3. I need Jevin to do this because Jevin's supposed to answer number 1, but that didn't happen. Go ahead, Jevin, read number 3.
Which shows the commutative property
Commutative
commutative property of addition.
of addition.
Addition, I mean. It's B.
B.
Yes, sir.
3 plus 2 equals 2 plus 3. Anyone else got that? For B. For
Yes.
number 3.
Sir.
Okay, excellent. Okay, and Summer, did you get it? Summer, your mic is unmuted, but I cannot hear you, unfortunately. I guess you have to type. Anyone else got number 3 right? Let me know if you got number 3 right.
Me. I did.
Okay, good. Number 3. And then number 4. Any volunteers for number 4?
It's D.
It says the commutative property of multiplication states that changing the order of the numbers being multiplied does not change the what?
The product D.
It does not change the product. Very good. Doesn't change the product. How many persons got that one right? Let me know, please.
I did.
I did.
Very good. Only 3 persons. Anyone else got that right? Let me know.
I did.
Okay. Okay, good. And number 5, which shows the commutative property of multiplication?
Is it B?
It is B.
B.
It is B. It is B. 5 times 6 equals to 6 times 5. Anyone got all right? Let me know if you got all right, please.
Yes,
Got-
I did.
Anyone else got all right?
I did.
Okay, good. Only like 4 persons got all right. Anyone else? Anyone else who got all right?
I did.
I
Okay.
did.
I did.
Good. Anyone got 1 wrong? There's a silent. Kingston, what you got wrong?
Number 2.
Number 2. Oh, that was my fault. I didn't put A. It's supposed to be A, the A plus B, B plus A. Yeah, that was my fault. Okay, if you got all right, put I inside the chat. If you got all right, put I inside the chat. If you got 1 wrong, put Y. If you got 2 wrong, put N. And take a picture of your work and send it to me, please. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp so we can keep this thing. We keep this thing rolling and keep this thing moving. Let's move on to the next property. I hope we can get all done tonight. Yeah. So the answer for this one is A, B, C, D. We already went through the answers. I didn't forget I had the answer slide. Okay, now the next property is associative. When we say associative, right? What do we mean by associate? If I'm saying, go ahead.
Can you put the graded exercise in the chat, please?
Yes, I can. Let me put the graded exercise in the chat for your benefit. That's the graded exercise right there. Okay, so let's move on to this one. So this one is on associative property. Please write this down again. Please write this down. The associative property of addition. When we say associate, right? What associate means to what? What we mean associate? What does that mean? To associate, what does that mean? No one knows? Oh, yeah,
To belong to something.
to belong to something. Okay. So go ahead, Chai, are you saying something?
To be a part of.
To be a part of something. Very good, right? So association deals with grouping, right? So when we're looking at the associative property, that deals with like grouping. So the associative property basically says in so many words that the way that we group things, when we add them doesn't matter. Again, the associative property basically says that the way that we group things when we add or multiply them does not matter. And so I need Amari to read the definition. By the way, please write this down. Amari, can you read the definition of associative property of addition? Read the definition for me. Amari, where's Amari? Ayana from Amari. So I'm gonna let Akiro, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Amari, why are you taking so long to answer your name?
I couldn't hear you properly, and plus my head hurting because I get burst my head with a baseball today at practice.
Oh wow, I hope you get better. I was saying that what I wanted you to do is I want you to read number 3.
Okay.
Pardon?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Associative properties of addition. This property states that when adding 3 or more numbers, it doesn't matter how the numbers are grouped. In other words, for any 3 numbers A, B, and C, A plus B, open brackets, A plus B, close brackets, plus C equals A plus open brackets, B plus C, close brackets.
Very good. Thank you for reading. Aliana, can you read the associative property of addition for me, please?
Associative property of addition. This property states that when adding 3 or more numbers, it doesn't matter how the numbers are grouped. In other words, for any 3 numbers A, B, and C, A plus B plus C equals A plus B plus C.
Very good. So the associative property basically say that it doesn't matter how we group these things, right? It doesn't matter how we group them, so that still end up with the same answer. For example, let's say we group 1 plus 2. What is 1 plus 2? That's gonna be what?
3.
3, right? And then 3 plus 3 is gonna be what?
6.
6. Now let's do the other way around. Let's group 2 and 3. What is 2 plus 3? That's gonna be what?
6. 5.
No, 5 first. And then we added the 1, and that's gonna be 6. So that's what the associative property says. If you group the 1 and the 2 first, right, and then add them, and then add the 3 afterwards, you still get 6. And then if you group the 2 and the 3 first, and then add them, you get 5. But then when you add it to the 1, you get 6. So it tells us that the way that we group things when we add them does not matter. Casey, read the associative property of addition for me, please.
This property states that when adding 3 or more numbers, it doesn't matter how the number is grouped. In other words, for any 3 numbers A, B, and C, open bracket A plus B plus C equals A plus open bracket B plus C close bracket.
Very good. So the way that we group the way the numbers are grouped doesn't matter. You'll still end up with the same result. All right. Let's do another example. So let's say, for example, we have, say, by the way, write this down for me. Again, write this down. Myla. Where's Myla? Myla, are you there?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. Sorry for being late.
What is 4 plus 5?
4 plus 5 is 9.
Good. And then what is 9 plus 6?
15.
15. So we did it by grouping the 4 and the 5 first, right? Now,
Yes, sir.
let's group the 5 and the 6. What is 5 plus 6?
11.
11, and add 4.
15.
15. So you can see that whether we group the 4 and the 5 first or the 5 and the 6 first, it doesn't matter. We still get 15. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So what this property is saying, by the way, write this down, Myla. What this property is
Yes, sir.
saying is that the way we group the numbers, when we add in them, doesn't matter. You'll still end up with the same result. All right. Andre, you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Good. So the way that we group them doesn't matter when we're adding them. Before I move on to the next property, let me know if you all understand this property.
I do.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yeah, so
good. Zara, do you understand this property? Where's Zara? Zara Hannah, do you understand this property? And Tegan, do you understand?
I understand.
Good. So the way that we group them doesn't matter when we are adding them. So we talk about the the associative property of addition. Now let's look at the associative property for multiplication. For this one, I'm gonna ask Taya to read this property.
Yes, associate property of multiplication. This property states that when multiplying 3 or more numbers, it doesn't matter how the numbers are grouped. In other words, that for any 3 numbers as A, B, and C, open brackets, A times B, close brackets, times C equals A times open brackets, B times C, close brackets.
Very good. So the way that we multiply, the way that we group the numbers when we multiply them doesn't matter. All right. That's what this property states. So Joseph, where's Joseph? Joseph, where are you?
Yes, sir.
What is 2 times 3?
2 times 3,
Uh-huh.
6.
6, very good. What is 6 times 4?
24.
24, very good. Now let's do the other side. What is 3 times 4?
12.
12. And what's 12 times 2?
24.
Very good. So the way that so when we group them and multiply them, the way that we group them doesn't matter. Understand that?
Yes, sir.
You still get 24. And Willon, where's Willon?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask the question. What is 3 times 4? What is 3 times 4?
Pardon me?
What is 3 times 4?
12.
12. And what is 12 times 5?
60.
60, very good. What is 4 times 5?
20.
20. What is 3 times 20?
60.
Very good. So as you can see, the way that we group them when we multiply them, so if we group the first one first and then multiply it, we still get 60. And if we group the last 2 first and then multiply them, we still get 60. Do you see that, Willon?
Yes, sir.
Good. So let me know if you understand the commutative property of multiplication, please. Let me
Yes,
know.
sir. I do.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good.
So in a way, it's basically like order of operations, except all the sides gotta be equal.
Yes. Both sides will be equal.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Jabez. Where's Jabez? Jabez, are you there?
So we'll just be doing like we just be going across.
Yes, sir.
Jabez, can you read the associative property of multiplication, please?
Yes, sir. Associate property of multiplication. This property states that when multiplying 3 or more numbers, it doesn't matter how the numbers are grouped. In other words, for any 3 numbers, A, B, and C, A times B times C equals A times B times C.
Very good. Jabez, I don't have no notes from you.
Pardon me?
I don't have any notes from you. You haven't sent me any notes.
Yes, sir. I sent you Monday when I was in class.
I mean for today.
Oh.
So I need you to take a picture of your notes for me. So you was only in class Monday and today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So take a picture of the notes you have so far. Jabez.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and
I have a question.
go ahead.
So we'll always be multiplying, like just going across. Or
Well,
we can do this.
well, just to show this property, they only multiplied. And just to show this property, they only added. Okay, so that's why you have it. Sometimes they might change the sign, but they're just trying to show you what this property means. That's why they have only multiplication.
Yeah, so
And so
I mean like so
Uh-huh.
you'll be doing
3 times 4.
Well, if it's inside the brackets, you have to do the brackets first, right?
Yes, sir.
So 2 times 3 first, which is 6. Then you multiply it by 4. And then 3 times 4 first, because it's in brackets. Then you get 12. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. And okay, good. So make sure write this down for me, please. Again, make sure write this down for me.
Nobody.
All right, make sure that your mic is muted, please. We don't want to hear your songs. Samantha, you understand this properly, right?
Yes, sir.
How about you, Sadell? Sadell, you understand this property? Where's Sadell? Sadell, are you there? For some reason I can't hear from Sadell. Sadell?
Hello?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I was asking if you understand the property that we're talking about.
Yes, I understand.
I noticed that you haven't sent me any notes yet. Why is that?
Oh, I have to go get my refund to take the pictures.
Okay, when will you do that?
I'll go try and get a phone now.
Okay. Where's Sabria?
Is that me?
Yeah, Sabria.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand the associative property of multiplication?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But not that, but I get it.
Okay. Try to explain it in your
Yes.
own words. Try to explain it in your own words. Like, what is this basically saying?
Do you want me to read the first thing first?
You could read it first, yeah. Yeah, you could read it first.
This property states that when multiplying 3 or more numbers, it doesn't matter how the numbers are grouped. In other words, for any 3 numbers, A, B, open bracket, A times B, close bracket, times C equals A times open bracket, B times C, close bracket.
Yeah.
So first it will be open bracket, 2 times 3, close bracket, times 4
Yeah.
equals 2 times open bracket, 3 times 4, close bracket. So first you go over to the first bracket, which is 2 times 3, and that equals 6.
Yeah.
Then you bring down the 4, and that equals, and then you put the equal sign, then you write down 2.
Yes.
And then you go to the next open bracket, 3 times 4, which is 12.
Yes.
So then that equals to 12. Then you go back to 6 times 4, which gives you 24. And 12 times 2 gives you 24. So therefore, 24 equals to 24.
Yeah. So what it's basically saying is that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you group them. When you're multiplying, you still get the same answer. Understand me? Where's Reagan? Reagan Joseph.
Yes, sir.
I don't understand you because the last piece of work you sent me was on Monday. You haven't sent me any notes from since then. What are you doing in this class if you ain't sending notes?
I do write my notes, sir.
No, you don't understand my English. I said, what are you doing in this class if you're not sending the notes? That's what I said. You need to stop doing things your way. This is not Burger King. Please send the notes, please.
Yes, sir.
And don't do that again. Send the notes. I don't believe that you write them. How I could believe you write them if you ain't send them to me? So you have to send them, Joseph. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Go ahead.
Could I send my work when my Umi come back, please?
Yes, you can. Okay, are we done with this slide? Let me know if y'all finished with this slide.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
May I have one more, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay, he's finished.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where's Mark? Mark, you finished with this slide? Or no?
No, sir.
In fact, Mark, you haven't sent me anything for the day. What are you doing?
I was trying to write them down for you.
Just trying to write them
Saturday.
down first. Really?
Yes,
No,
sir.
no, you have to send them when I ask for them. And I asked for the grade exercise long time, and I asked for the first slide long time. So you need to send them.
Yes, sir.
All right, let me y'all finished with this slide, right? So I guess I could move it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, spot. Okay, so let's move on to the grade exercise. So grade exercise number 2. The first one says true or false. When adding 3 or more numbers, it does matter how the numbers are grouped. Number 2 says which shows the associative property A open bracket B plus C equals to AB plus AC. A plus B equals to B plus C. Or that one, the last one. Number 3 says which shows the associative property of addition. Uh-huh.
You didn't send 1 and 2 in the chat.
I did.
Properties of real numbers.
I did. I
don't
sent
see-
them. The problem is you came too late. And so when you joined, it wasn't showing.
Yes, sir.
So let me I want this one to be the first one now. Okay, so please write this down and answer the questions on this. Again, write this down and answer the questions that we have. This is the first, the last two are in the chat of Amari. Okay, the number
Thank
4
you.
says no problem. The number 4 says the associative property states that when multiplying 3 or more digits or 3 or more numbers, it doesn't matter how the numbers are blanked. Is it A grouped, B sequenced, C ordered, or D added? And number 5, you have to choose which one is showing the associative property of multiplication. Please make sure to do this inside of your books. Again, make sure to do this inside of your books. Again, make sure to do this inside of your books. Where's Nakari?
Yeah,
Did you send in your notes yet?
no, sir.
What are you waiting on?
I was still writing the notes.
From
I
which
just finished
one?
the work, but I didn't finish writing the note.
Which one? You mean for
The
grade
first one.
Okay, once you finish with those two, then send it to me.
Yes, sir.
And Myla, I don't have no notes from you.
I came to class late. I just came at 6:50 something.
So once you finish with this grade exercise, send me the notes, please.
Yes, sir.
Matthew, did you send in your work?
Not yet, sir. I'm
So,
sending it now.
so what you was waiting on?
No, I was gonna send it all one time, but then it was just to send it when you said to send it, so I can send it now.
Yeah, but you've been in this class since when? You know that.
Yes, sir.
Don't act like you knew. You know exactly what to do. You're trying to be lazy. Don't be lazy in this class. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Olivia, you finish? With the notes.
So, no.
Okay. Yeah, the previous one, the associative stuff.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What number you on?
2.
Number 2. Mark, I still don't have the notes that I asked you for.
I still writing down the last slide you put on the thing, the chart.
Okay. Kyle, where's your notes? And it's always your boys, always. If it ain't Mark, it's Kyle. If it ain't Kyle, it's Akiro. If it ain't Akiro, it's a Johnny. It's always your boys. Come on, man. Y'all have to do better.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Yes.
Is A supposed to be 6 plus 5?
For what? Number what?
For 3A.
3A? This one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Kyle, send your notes, please. Send me what you have.
Yes, sir.
Send me what you have. Kiajane Bethel, where are you? Where's Kiajane? I wonder where to be found. Kiajane. And all you get, oh, my mic this, my mic that. All type of lies. Kiajane, where are you? And Jalen,
Yes, sir.
send me what you have.
Alright, yes, sir.
Kiajane Bethel, where's Kiajane?
Yes, sir.
Why you don't respond to your name?
I didn't respond that time because like an
No,
incident happened,
no.
which led me to like leave the house. So yeah, I couldn't respond because I didn't hear. I had to leave the phone in the house.
Okay, send me what you have, please.
Yes, sir.
And Dior Ramsey, where's Dior?
Yes, sir.
What number you on?
I on number 4.
Once you finish, send me what you have, please.
Okay. I mean, yes, sir.
What grade are you in, Ramsey?
I'm in grade 9.
What school do you attend?
St. John's.
St. John's. And this is your first week, right?
Yes, sir.
Why I feel like you missed some days?
Because I didn't go on Wednesday.
And what else?
And then Monday I was late.
Oh yeah, you only available on Tuesdays and Thursdays, really.
Yes, sir.
And then you want me to say something, but you come late on Mondays and Wednesdays. Why is that?
I don't think Wednesdays I can make it because I have dance and I have practice
Practice for what?
soccer.
Okay. But on Tuesday and Thursday, make sure that you are on time. Were you on
Yeah.
time today? I don't feel like you was on
No, sir.
What was the result of that?
After practice, my brother practice went overtime until we came home later than expected.
Okay. All right. But send me what you have.
Yes, sir.
How do you pronounce your first name?
Dior, like the brand.
Okay, Dior.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Uh-huh.
Is 2B right?
Yep. Perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, it don't matter even if I change it. It doesn't matter. But if you insist,
Excuse me, Mr. Petit, you get me?
I get you now.
Yeah, so isn't 3A supposed to be 5 plus 6 equals 6 plus 5?
I mean, that doesn't matter because that's not the right answer anyway.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. But I mean, we could change it if we wanna. What property is A? It's definitely not the associative property. What property is A? For number 3.
Commute.
Commutative, yeah. Akiro,
Yes, sir.
where's your work?
I still writing some of it down.
That's what I need you to do. Send me what you have, please.
Yes, sir.
Because you'll be writing till like Kingdom Come and never send me the notes. Send me what you have. Do that right now, Akiro. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Aliana, what number you on?
Number 4.
Amaranik, what number you on?
I just sent in my work.
Okay. Angel,
Number 4.
4. Arshane, what number you on, Arshane? Arshane, number 3. Bethany, what number you on? Say it again.
Already sent in my work.
Already sent in your work, okay. Brianna, what number you on?
I am number 1.
Okay. Bree and Bry, what number you all on?
Number 5, sir.
Okay. China, what number you on?
Number 5.
Number 5. Demetria, what number you on?
Number
Number 3. Demetria, did you send me your work for the day?
no, sir.
What happened? You can't send them yet? Why not?
Send it right now. I was just writing it down the notes.
Yeah, send me what you have, please.
I send it right now.
Excuse me, Mr. Badi.
Go ahead.
May I use the bathroom, please?
So you can. Dia Gibson, what number you on? Dia? Dia is on number 4, okay. And sorry. I am so sorry. Um, Taya, what number you on?
I'm done. I sent it to you already.
Okay, anyone else besides Taya is finished? Let me know, please, if anyone else besides.
done.
Taya.
I'm done.
I'm done.
Okay. That's good. Here says she's on number 4. Jalen, what number you on?
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Yeah.
I am finished, right? But I'm still writing the notes. But do you want me to send the work now?
Send what you have. Send me what you have, because you currently have no notes. No nothing right now. So send me what you have. All right, let's go over the answers. Oh, wow, it's 7:21. How is that possible? Okay, okay, what do we have for number 1? Do we have a volunteer for that one?
I could do it.
Go ahead. Read the question first, please.
True or false? When adding 3 or more numbers, it does matter how the numbers are grouped. I put false.
Anyone else put false? Anyone
Yes,
else
sir.
put false?
Yes, sir. I did.
All
I
right.
did.
I did.
All right. If you put false, you are absolutely correct. Give yourself a nice tick. The answer is false. It does not matter, right, how the numbers are grouped, because you still end up get the same answer, right? Number 2. Go ahead, Naya, and read that for me, please.
Number 2, which shows the associative property of addition? I put C.
C, very good. Anyone else put C?
I did.
I did.
I did.
Very good. C. If you put C,
I
you
did.
are absolutely correct. Very good. And Chai, read number 3, please. Chai, read number 3.
Which shows the associative property of addition?
Which one?
It is B.
B. Very good. B. Anyone else put B? 5 plus 6 plus 7.
Yes, sir. I did.
I did.
Very good. Very good. Excellent.
I did.
Excellent. Number 4. The associative property states that when multiplying 3 or more numbers, it doesn't matter how the numbers are blanked. What is it?
A.
A.
It doesn't matter how the numbers are.
Grouped.
Grouped. Very good. And number 5, finally, which shows the associative property of multiplication.
B.
B. Very good. B. All right. Anyone got all right?
did.
5 out of 5.
I did.
I did.
I did. I did.
I did.
I did.
All right. Excellent. Anyone else got all right? Let me know, please.
I did.
I did.
Very good. Excellent. Good. That's good stuff. If you got all right, put I inside the chat. Again, if you got all right, put I inside the chat. Again, if you got all right, put I inside the chat. If you got 1 wrong, put Y. If you got 2 wrong, put N. Again, if you got all right, put I. If you got all right, put I. If you got 2 wrong, put N. If you got 1 wrong, put Y. Let me know how you did with that. Very good. I see a lot of I's in the chat. Ricardo, how you got 1 wrong? What you got wrong?
Because I didn't read number 1 with sense.
Oh, you didn't read number 1 with sense. Okay. Ricardo, did you send me your notes yet?
No, sir.
Why is that? What are you waiting on?
My phone charging.
Your phone is charging. Wait, you sent the first one though?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Once you finish with the second, once your phone finish charge, then send the other one. Okay, Juan, what you got wrong?
Number 1.
Oh, you also read it wrong.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go on to the last property, which is probably the most, I don't want to say hardest because you might be scared, but it's not as straightforward as the other ones. It's called the distributive property of multiplication over addition. So, I need.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Go ahead.
Can I be a couple minutes, please?
Yes, you can. By the way, let me put this inside the chat for those persons who are still working on this. We're gonna be doing the distributive property. Now, go ahead, Adari, can you read it for me, please? The distributive property of multiplication over addition.
Distributive property of multiplication over addition. This property states that multiplying a number by the sum of 2 other numbers is the same as multiplying the number by each of those 2 numbers separately and then adding the results. In other words, for any 3 numbers, A, B, and C, A times B, B plus C equals A times B plus A times C.
Very good. So we need one more person to read. So let me see if I can find the person. Dornick, where's Dornick? Dornick, are you there? Where's Dornick?
I can read Mr. Petit.
Go ahead, read it for me.
The same thing?
Oh, the same thing.
Distributive property is a multiplication over addition. This property states that multiplying a number by the sum of 2 other numbers is the same as multiplying the number by each of those numbers separately, and then adding the results. In other words, for any 3 numbers, A, B, and C, A times open brackets, B plus C close brackets equals open brackets, A times B close brackets plus open brackets, A times C close brackets.
Very good. So what are we actually saying with this, right? What are we actually saying? So what they're saying is that, let's say, for example, we have this question. So if we have 2 multiplied by 3 plus 4, right? the distributive property, and some of you already know the distributive property already. We're gonna multiply what? 2 times what? 3, and then 2 times what? 4. And that is the distributive property, telling us that we could multiply, if we have something like this, we could say 2 times 3 and 2 times 4, and then we get our results. Or we can, like we always do, add the numbers that's on the inside, right? And then multiply it by 2, and then this side will be the same as this side, right? So let me explain that again. The distributive property tells us that if we have a number multiplied by a number in brackets, that is the same as multiplying this number by that number, multiplying this number by that number, or we can take the two numbers, add them, and multiply them by 2. All right. So let's check and see if that's an accurate statement. The first thing that we're gonna do is that we're gonna add the 3 and the 4. When we add 3 plus 4, what do we get? We get what?
7.
We get 7. We get 7. And then we want to multiply 2 times 7. What is 2 times 7? That's going to be what?
14.
14.
2 times 7 is going to be 14. Very good. It's going to be 14. So if we add the two numbers first, right? Then multiply it by 2, we get what? We get 14. Again, if we add the two numbers first, and then multiply it by 2, we get what? 14. Let's do it another way. What if we take this 2 and multiply it by the 3, which is what?
6.
6. And what if we take this 2 and multiply it by the 4, we get what?
8.
8.
We get 8. And then let's add the 2. 6 plus 8 is what?
14.
6 plus 8 is 14. And that's basically the distributive property. The distributive property tells us that both ways will work. If you add first and then multiply by 2, you get 14. If you take the 2 and multiply it by the 3 and take the 2, multiply it by the 4, then add afterwards, still the same thing. You all understand that? You all understand that? Let me know, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyone need me to explain it again for them?
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what it's basically saying is, what the rule is saying is that we can add the 3 and the 4 first. When we add 3 plus 4, what do we get? We get 7, right? Yeah, we get 7. And then we could take the 7 and multiply it by what? By 2, and we get what? 14, right?
14.
Good. Or we can say what? 2 multiplied by 3, and then 2 multiplied by 4. What is 2 multiplied by 3? That's going to be what?
6.
What is 2 multiplied by 4? That's going to be what?
8.
8. And so if we add the 6 plus 8, we get what?
14.
We get 14. We get 14. So both ways work. So you could add first, then multiply, or you could multiply first and then add. And then you still get the same answer with this property called the distributive property. All right. Now this does not it doesn't mean that PEMDAS doesn't work. It just means that for the distributive property, we could add first, then multiply later, or we can take the 2, multiply it first by that, and then multiply it by that, and then add. So it works. So that's the distributive property of multiplication over what? Addition. Now we have been doing associative property of addition, associative property of multiplication, commutative property of addition, commutative property of multiplication, but we have not done any subtraction yet. And here's good news. The good news is that the commutative property works for subtraction as well. So for the record, the commutative property also works for subtraction. Okay, so it could work for subtraction as well as addition. Yeah, go ahead.
Would these ever be used inside word problems?
Would they be used inside word problems?
Yes, sir.
these are just properties. These are just things you need to know about them. They're not gonna ask you inside of a word problem, something like this. Now, mind you, you might have to use the distributive property to answer a word problem, but you know, it's like, to answer your question directly, yes and no. Yes, because it could be part of answering a word problem. I've seen it being like part of answering something. Or, but I know, because the reason why I say no is because like, they're not gonna ask you, oh, what does the distributive property states? No, they're not gonna ask you like that. They're gonna have it a part of a question. You see what I'm saying? Understand what I'm saying? So you just have to be able to know how to use it. So with each
Yes.
of these properties, it's important to know how to use it, because that's what they really test, if you know how to use it. Okay. And so let's go over the distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. Excuse me. The distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. All right. What is it saying? This is saying that we could subtract first, then multiply, or multiply, then subtract. So it's the same thing. So 7 minus 3 is what? That's gonna be what?
4.
4. 4. Let me take the 4, we multiply it by what? 2. And we get what? And we get 8.
8.
We get 8. But we're saying that's the same thing. That's the same thing as taking the 2, multiplying by the 7. Taking the 2, multiplying it by the 3, and then subtracting. Right? So that's what a distributive property states. It states that you could subtract first, then multiply, or you could multiply first, then subtract, and then you still get the same answer, right? That's what the distributive property of multiplication over subtraction tells us. Go ahead, Chai, and read the distributive property of multiplication over subtraction for me.
The distributive property of multiplication and substitution.
You have a bad echo, so I can't let you read. Let me allow Dante to read, please. Dante, read the distributive
Excuse
property
me,
of
Mr.
multiplication over subtraction.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Yes, Amari.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, this is not happening in real life. Dior,
Yeah, so
we write the questions inside this class.
yes, sir.
So what are you doing? Why you just give me the answers?
Because I didn't know.
What you mean you didn't know? So I just put it there so you can put the answers.
No, so yesterday we didn't write. I mean, not yesterday. The first day I came, I didn't write the questions, and my mom didn't tell me if you told me anything about writing it.
Wait. Well, you're right. You didn't know. So moving forward, please write down the questions. How about the notes? Did you write down the notes?
Yes, I'm writing them right now.
Okay. So moving forward, please write down the notes and the questions.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so go ahead, Dante, please read distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. Go ahead, Dante. Dante Davel, where's Dante Davel? I can't have from Dante Davel. Where is who I can let read? One, can you read the distributive property of multiplication over subtraction, please?
Distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. This property states that multiplying a number by the difference of two other numbers is the same as multiplying the number by each of those two numbers separately and then subtracting the results. In other words, for any three numbers A, B, and C, A times open bracket B minus C close bracket equals open bracket A times B close bracket minus open bracket A times C close bracket.
Thank you. Thank you. Again, please make sure I write this down for me. Reagan, can you read number 5 for me? Distributive property of multiplication over subtraction.
Distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. This property states that multiplying a number by the difference of two other numbers is the same as multiplying a number by each of those numbers separately and then subtracting the results.
Very good. And Naya, explain the distributive property for multiplication over subtraction for me.
This means that multiplying a number by the difference of two other numbers is the same as multiplying a number by each of those two numbers separately and then subtracting the results.
No, I'm saying explain the property.
Like with the question?
With this. Like what
Yes,
did we
sir.
do well? Yeah.
So 2, 7 minus 3 equals 2, open bracket 7 minus 2, 3 is, and then you subtracted the 7 and the 3 in the first bracket, which gave you 4. So then it's 2 times 4. And then you distributed 2 and 7. So 2 times 7 is 14. And then 2 and 3 is 6. That gave you 14 minus 6. And then 2 times 4 is 8. And then 14 minus 6 is also 8.
So explain what is this showing? Like, what does this mean?
This shows that the difference of the two numbers when multiplied by another number is the same as the difference of that number multiplied by, I don't know how to explain this with sense.
So what we funny, very funny. What we're basically saying is that we could subtract first by the 7 minus 3, you have 4, then multiply by 2, right? And that's the same thing as
Yes, sir.
multiplying first and then subtracting afterwards. All right.
Yes.
And that's basically the result of the distributive property. It says that, hey, listen, you would go inside the bracket at 7 minus 3 and do the 4 and multiply by 2, get you 8. Or you can say, well, let's just multiply the 2 by 7 first and then multiply the 2 by 3 first, then subtract it and still get 8. You understand?
Yes.
And that's what the distributive property over multiplication, distributive property of multiplication over subtraction states. We must say that the commutative and associative property does not work for subtraction. And that's a very important thing. So only the distributive property works for subtraction. The commutative property doesn't work for subtraction, and the associative property doesn't work for subtraction. Because the way you group numbers, when you subtract them, does matter. And the way that you group move numbers when you subtract them does matter. So the associative property and the commutative property does not work for subtraction, right? It only works for addition and multiplication. What is the only property that works for subtraction out of these three?
The distributive property.
Distributive property of
Distributive
multiplication
property.
over.
The distributive property. Only the distributive property works for subtraction. All right. And the reason is because the way you order numbers when you subtract them does matter. And the way that you group numbers when you subtract them does matter too. So the commutative property and the associative property doesn't work for subtraction. Because 4 minus 3 is 1. But 3 minus 4 is not 1. 3 minus 4 is negative 1.
Excuse me, Mr. Vidal.
Uh-huh.
Can I have your excuse for 2 minutes, please? I will help my mommy with something.
Yes, you can. All right. Let's move on to the grade exercise. So for the grade exercise, I need you to write down the questions and the answers, and then answer them for me, please. If you if you are not finished with the slide, I posted the notes inside the chat for your benefit as well. But we have to move on to the grade exercise. All right. Okay, so I think this is the last grade exercise. Write down the question as well as the answers. The first one says, true or false, all three properties, associative, commutative, and distributive, works for subtraction. Number two, which shows the distributive property of multiplication over addition. Number three, which shows the distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. And number four, which shows the distributive property of multiplication over addition. And number five, which shows the distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. All right, so make sure do that for me, please. Amari, you still writing the notes or are you on number one? Amari, what number you on?
You call me Mr. Petit?
No, Amari. Where's Amari? Where is Zara? Zara, what number you on? Number one, okay. Belon, what number you on?
4.
4. So you're number 4? Belon, what number you say you on? Belon, what number you say?
5.
Are you writing down the questions?
Yes, sir.
And you're already on number 5?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure, Belon?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Adari, what number you on?
I'm on number 4.
Okay. Say a minute, what number you on?
3 star.
Okay. Summer, what number you on? Summer, what number you on?
I'm on number 3.
Okay. And Joseph, what number you on? Joseph Kalma, where are you?
Alright, so
What number you on?
number 3.
Okay. Did you send your notes yet?
No, sir.
Stop right now and send me what you have. Send me what you have, please.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Go ahead.
Number 2 and number 4 are both supposed to be addition, right?
Number 2 and number 4.
Yes, so.
What else supposed to be addition? And then number 3 and number 5 is some subtraction. Samantha, what number you on?
Number 4.
Okay. So Dal, what number you on? So Dal, what number you on? So Dal, are you there?
Sorry.
What number you on?
I am on number 3.
Number 3? Okay. And Sabria, what number you on? Where's Sabria?
Number 5.
Number 5. And Ricardo Russell, what number you on?
Yeah,
guys, what if we put? Okay. J Baz, what number you on?
Number 3.
Number 3.
It's Miss Woodsy.
Go ahead.
I can see the great exercise for number 2 again, please.
Number 2. Number 2. Great exercise for number 2.
Yeah, sir.
Let me see. I have it.
What subject we have after this?
Social studies and religious studies.
Thank you.
So, Miss Woodsy,
Uh-huh.
you send that?
I did. In the chat.
No, thank you.
Okay, and Reagan, what number you on?
You said my name is Petit.
Reagan Joseph, that's you.
Number 5.
Number 5. Paul, what number you on?
I'm on number 4.
Okay, and Olivia, what number you on?
Number 5.
All right, and Nivea Gordon, what number you have?
I'm on number 3.
All right, good. Olivia, what number you on?
Number 5.
Okay, Nakari, what number you on?
Number 3.
Number 3. Maya, what number you on?
I sent the notes to you.
No, sorry. I'm sorry. Myla.
Number 4.
Number 4. Michael, what number you on?
Number 4.
Okay. Kiajane,
Yes, sir.
did you send in your notes? Yeah.
Not as yet.
Send me what you have, please. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Send me what you have. Yes.
For the questions, do you want me to write all the options or just the answer?
Oh yeah. Write all options.
Yes, sir.
Again, make sure write the questions as well as the options. Paul, I said to write the options as well. You hear me, Paul?
Yes, sir.
Dante Double, what number you on?
Hello?
What number you on?
I'm on number 3.
Okay. Chevin Moss, what number you on?
I am a son on number 4.
Okay. Oh wow, it's already 8 o'clock. Let's go over the answers for me.
Excuse me, Mr. Batina, I'm about to send my work right now, so.
That's good. Anyone finish? Anyone is finished? Let me know if
Yes,
you
sir.
finished.
am.
Okay.
I am.
All right. Only 2 persons. Let me know, please, if you finish.
I finished,
Mr.
Mr. Batina.
I
Miss
finished.
Kingston. That's good. That's good. Okay, let's go over the answers quickly. Grade exercise number 3. So, oh, I didn't read the question. True or false? All three properties, associative, commutative, distributive, works for subtraction, true or false?
False. False.
False. That's definitely false. That's definitely false. Number 2, which shows the distributive property for multiplication over addition? Which one? A, B, C, or D? I mean A, B, or C? Which shows the distributive property of multiplication over addition? Which one?
A.
A? Anyone else have A?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is A. It's definitely A. Number 3, which shows the distributive property of multiplication over subtraction? A, B, or C?
I think it's B.
You think it's B? Anyone else want to help him? What do you think it is? Distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. What y'all have for that one?
C.
Nope, not C.
B.
B.
FB.
It is.
I have B.
It's definitely B. It's definitely B. Number 4, which shows the distributive property of multiplication over addition.
C.
C.
C, definitely C. And number 5, which shows the distributive property of multiplication over subtraction.
B.
B, definitely B.
B.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Uh-huh.
I just sent my work on my notes.
Very good. If you've already finish your work, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, once you finish with your work, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. We are only gonna have math today because I have to run. So we're not gonna have social studies and religious studies. We can leave it for next week because I have to leave. So if you've already done with all of your math notes and you've already sent them, then you can leave. Again, if you've already done with all your math notes and
Good
social
night,
studies,
Mr. Petit.
you can leave. Have a good evening.
Good night, Mr. Petit.
Excuse me, Miss Petit.
Uh-huh.
My mother still isn't back from her appointment yet, so I'd have to send you when she reaches back.
That's no problem. You could do that.
Yes,
Good
sir.
night,
Good
Miss-
night.
Good night. Have a wonderful evening.
Good night, Mr. T.
I need you before you go to take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp again. Before you leave, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp.
Good night, Mr. Petit.
Good
I
night.
sent you on my work.
Good night. Good night. Hey, Juan.
Good night, Miss Petit.
Good night.
Hello, anyone else? Make sure to take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp before you go.
Good night, Mr. Patel.